Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm trying a new bit of technology today, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. But thank you very much for joining us and taking part in Travel Bulletin's Staycation virtual training. Recent forecasts have predicted that British tourists will spend an estimated £7.1 billion holidaying at home this summer. Some holidaymakers are obviously still wary about travelling abroad. There's an air of uncertainty, should we say, about COVID testing and also about the introduction of quarantining on the return to the UK. These are all factors that are going to affect whether people decide to go on holiday abroad. And we think that there's obviously, and you think, because you're watching this with us, that there's a good chance that lots of people will be taking holidays at home. All of this means the staycation market will be a highly lucrative one, especially this year. So our supplier partners today will be giving you some ideas into what you can offer your customers if they choose a staycation holiday. And we're happy to be joined by suppliers here, which is Leger and Shearings Holidays. We've also got Railbookers, and we've got the Cheval Collection as well. So I'm going to run through a brief summary of what's going to happen over the next hour. Each of our supplier partners will deliver a live 10-minute presentation on their particular product, which will be, as usual, be followed by a Q&A discussion. Now, I'm going to run through this with you and reiterate this, as I've done this a number of times before, but we don't always get the number of questions that we want when we want them, and I start panicking. So please, 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 can you submit your questions for each presenter while they're giving their presentation, if you can do via the Q&A function. And then we'll get through as many questions as I can with them after they finish their presentation. Obviously, think about your clients when you're doing that as well. So for just to sort of give you an idea on this, we've got a vast range of product being offered to you today. And that actually is going to suit the differential that you've got in terms of your clients and how much money they've got, but also the types of holiday that they will want. Some of you will have clients, plenty of clients, that want to go on holiday on a sort of 4 or 5 day or a 7-day coach trip. Fantastic, we've got it covered. Some people will want to take train journeys, and we've got that covered as well. And we've also got some of your clients who can't go on their usual sort of multi-thousand-pound trip to somewhere else in the sun, or might not be able to anyway. And you can tempt them with some fantastic accommodation in the bright city lights, which they wouldn't normally think of doing. So anyway, each presenter will also announce their competition prize and a question at the end of their training session. So you'll need to enter your answers after the webinar has finished via travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. The deadline to win today's prizes will be Monday, the 29th of March at 4 p.m. We have some great prizes up for grabs later, including we've got some shopping vouchers. We've got a 2-night complimentary stay at any of the Cheval Collection London or Edinburgh properties, which are gorgeous. So we've got, as I say, we've got shopping vouchers as well. So good luck to everyone. Fingers crossed you bag a prize a bit later on. So let's get stuck in and get started with the presentations. A gentleman first, who I've known for a long, long time, Ashley Dello from, Head of Retail Sales for Shearings and Leger Holidays. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, how are you, Simon?
I'm extremely well. All the better for seeing you on this, quite dreary Thursday afternoon here in London anyway.
Yes, I'm in Cambridge, and I'm more concerned about my background with the grey hair. It's interfering with my hair there, look, but no, I'm all good.
I think it's always good to blame the background. I absolutely go with that. I'm hoping that your business is going to start to lift off pretty well, actually, with the current situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is perfect, this discussion point of staycation today, and we're certainly seeing a surge in bookings and absolutely in the UK market. So the timing of this couldn't be any more perfect, Simon, to be honest.
Okay, well, let's go to it. Let's get you started. And thank you very much for that introduction. And Tell us more. Share your screen and off we go.
Bear with me, let me try this. Okay, nearly there from the beginning. How's that, everyone? I hope everyone can see that. Well, good afternoon, everyone. For those that may not know me, my name's Ashley Dello and I'm head of retail sales for the Leger and Shearings Group. And as I've only got 10 minutes, I want to fire straight in and just tell you a little bit about what you can expect from Leger and Shearings in the coming 6 months and into the coming years. So first and foremost, I will start straight away to say that we've just launched our brand new brochure, The Best of UK. It's a standalone brochure of 150 pages. So you can order this on BP Tradegate or you can view it online on the travel agent bookable website. I know that travel agents are gearing up to reopening, so the brochure's there ready for you and it's jam-packed full of some fantastic products. I wanted to touch base briefly on some of those, what you can expect, because I know there's a lot of confusion that the old Shearings that went into administration and some of the assets of that company was split up, and you know, the new Shearings company have bought some of those assets. And I wanted just to put your mind at rest to say that when you open the Shearings brochure, your customers and yourself will still see the same tried and tested fantastic product that you're used to. We haven't lost any of the product. We're still working with the former Bay hotels, the fantastic coast and country hotels. And one thing to really remember is the Warner Break hotels, the adult only hotels that we offer, because obviously I know that Bourne Leisure aren't working with the trade at the moment, and you're obviously trying to still book your customers, that you can book them through Shearings on the Warner Break hotels, which is fantastic. One thing that we are seeing quite a big surge in at the moment is the pet-friendly hotels and the self-drive product. I think during lockdown, it's clear to see that a lot of people feel a lot more comfortable traveling in their own car, and also that in the lockdown, the customers have really been on their own and their pets have been really a part of getting them through the lockdown. So we've seen a big surge in self-drive and pet-friendly hotels. It's worth remembering as well that our customer demographic are in that more vulnerable arena, if you like, and they have had their first vaccine already, and in many cases have had their second vaccine. So this is again why we're seeing a surge in UK coach holidays. Customers want to get away. The traditional Leger and Shearings customer would maybe book 2 or 3 holidays a year, or because they couldn't go away last year, they really want to book 4, 5, 6 holidays again this year. So there really is the appetite to travel there. What else is very popular? Of course, the Lake District, the Windermere area as well. But of course, the most popular areas are the coastal regions, your Blackpools, your Bournemouths, your Eastbournes. North Wales is very popular at the moment, Snowdonia, that area of Llandudno, Torquay, North Devon and Cornwall are very popular, and you'll also see that on their screen have got St Ives. We're seeing a big interest in this area, and we believe that's something to do with the G7 summit that is going to be arriving in the UK. So again, a very, very popular area. We've got over 60 Scottish and Irish breaks as well, which are very, very popular. And of course, the turkey and tinsel breaks will always remain extremely popular with the Shearings customers. So I just wanted to touch base on they're the key areas that we are seeing the main interest at the moment, but absolutely self-drive and the pet-friendly hotels are very key. As you can see on the screen, we've actually increased our self-drive holidays up to 8 days and more. So we've got 18 new tours just on self-drive alone. So that's fantastic news. Just to give you a highlight of what are popular destinations with Shearing. So the key actual destinations are Blackpool, Whitby, Torquay, Eastbourne, Llandudno and Bournemouth. And as you can see, I've highlighted the key tours to those destinations just to give you a flavour very quickly of what is selling well, what we are seeing sell well. Obviously, I haven't got time to go through them all today, but you can just see there, these are the ones that we are seeing that stand out from the rest of the holidays. The weekend breaks, the Blackpool weekend, the Torquay weekend, the Whitby weekend, these breaks are really popular because they represent such great value for money. So what are we doing to try and entice the customers to book? Absolutely, your customers can book with a super low deposit of £1 per person only. We've extended this till the end of April, so you've still got plenty of time for your customers to book a holiday, secure that holiday with a low deposit. And we've seen this campaign work really, really well. So your customers don't have to pay anything further until 42 days before the balance due date for coach and river cruise, and 28 days for self-drive holidays. So this is something you can put on your Facebook pages, or you can push out to your customers, because it really is working very, very well. Something to really remember is the financial bonding that we put in place. With the old Shearings company, it was with ABTA, but we've gone one step further, and we are using a trust fund account, which means your customers' money is 100% secure. And we don't get our money back until the customers return from the holiday. It doesn't affect the agent's commission in any way, shape or form. That still comes through the same way. But what it does mean is that the customer's money is kept in an independent trust account that we have no access to. So if the customer's holiday was not to go ahead for any reason, the customers would be refunded within 7 days. So no more of these long delays for refunding. So that's great news for your customers as well. Don't forget Leger Holidays. I know that when you think UK, you would naturally think Shearings, quite rightly so, but now Leger Holidays, because of the huge demand that we're seeing for UK, we have introduced so many new UK holidays that I never thought I would be talking about for Leger. You know, Leger is Europe and worldwide. Well, if you can see the screen there, there's just some of the fantastic UK tours that we are offering. The Orkney Explorer, UK and Falmouth, Portsmouth and Bournemouth. Again, Warner Leisure Hotel breaks with Leger Holidays, Yorkshire in Bloom, historic Northumberland, delights of Eastbourne, stunning Scotland, and island tours as well, which is fantastic news. But with a twist with Leger Holidays, as you well know, we have unique coaches at Leger Holidays. We've got on the left there, our silver service coach that only has 40 seats for extra legroom, a lovely lounge area at the back of the coach. It's got a bar on board as well, so it's a nice little upgrade for your UK holidays. Whereas the Shearings coach is very modern, very clean, very new, but they are an executive 48-seater coach. But then again, if you want even more luxury in the UK, for your UK coaching breaks, we've got Luxuria. This is exclusive to Leger Holidays. You cannot get this with any other coach company or escorted touring company. It's only got 31 seats on board for much more legroom. You can see the unique seat configuration there of 2x1. So great for your single travelers as well, because that's a massively growing market. There's tables and chairs that you can see on the single side there as well for people that are traveling together. There's seat back TVs like you'd find on business class on an airline, so playing your latest movies, your music, TV programs, games console on there. Your customers get their own personal set of headphones. Every chair has its own charging cable for the iPads or iPhones. There's even carve rests on the seats for your customers for extra comfort. There's mood lighting on the roof of the coach as well. And as you can see in the bottom photograph there, we have a comprehensive bar offering beers, wines, teas, coffees, spirits, soups. So really enhances the customer's experience. So we've really got it covered. We've got 3 different types of coaches across Leger and Shearings. Silver Service and Luxuria for Leger, and the 48 executive coach for Shearings. And obviously 3 price entry levels for those that are on a budget, those that want to spend a bit more, and those that want a little bit more luxury as well. So it really does cover the coaching market for the UK for your customers. So it's definitely worth recapping to say Shearings, tried and tested product. It's out now, all the favourites that you'd expect. And also Leger Holidays has got over 35 new UK holidays as well. And just to finish off before my 10 minutes is up, I have been asked questions about Leger and Shearings coming into the same branding because we're the Leger Shearings group. Absolutely not the case. We are going to keep the Leger brand and the Shearings brand completely separate because the customer demographic for Leger and Shearings is very, very different. So just hope that clears that up for you. I hope that was of interest, and thank you very much for listening to me.
That's fantastic, actually. Thank you very much for that. That was really good. Top on timing as well. So you get full marks for that.
Thank you.
Right, I've got some questions for you. So let's get stuck into the Q&A. Okay, so some of these you've answered already, I think, or at least, but I've got a couple of unusual ones for you anyway. So with regards to, Nick Quinn asks, are you still doing sort of local pickups wherever you go?
Yeah, so across the Leger and Shearings portfolio, we have over 500 local pickup points across the UK, and we can offer door-to-door pickup as well. So it is worth going on the travel agent bookable website, on the Shearings site, which is separate, and the Leger site that is separate, to get the full breakdown, because there are certain supplements on some of them. It would take me 20-30 minutes to go through all of them here, but we do have up to 500 local pickup points, and there is door-to-door offerings as well.
Good. Okay. William Thompson asks, in terms of your starting point, obviously you've got lots of brochures that you showed on your screen there. When are you hoping that the start point is in terms of the UK holidays? Are you kicking off on the 17th of May, or what is the start point?
Yes, we are very hopeful. We've actually got a high number of departures going, ironically, on the 17th of May that were already penciled in. And we've suddenly saw we knew there was going to be a demand, because as soon as our customers could get away, they were booking that very first date, and a lot of those tours are nearly full, and that has made us see this massive interest and appetite of travel. So yes, we should have our first tours actually going on the 17th of May. Okay,
and I know you can't answer this one quite as firmly perhaps, but William also asked as a sort of backup question, I know we are only looking at UK today, but with regards to the Leger product, are you hoping that restarts sort of during the summer as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can't give a definite date on that, but we have taken bookings for later on in 2021, the summer onwards, and then obviously our Christmas program is very, very busy, because I think people are more comfortable about booking that further ahead. Our 2022 bookings, and would you believe it, 2023 bookings are doing well as well.
We're stopping there. We're not going into 2023. I'm not doing that. That's too far ahead.
But absolutely, yeah. But I'm honest. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, we're very hopeful to get summer European UK holidays out.
Okay, yeah. Good. Okay. One of the things I've also been asked by three people actually, Sarah Doherty, Lorraine Crow, and one other. How does the social distancing work in terms of the coaches?
That's a really good question. It's probably a question I get asked a lot, and I would have put that in the presentation with slightly more time, but it's really good. We've put 10 different measures in. First and foremost, things you'd expect mandatory will be face masks, hand gel administered by the drivers getting on and off the coach as well. That will be policed by the drivers. Temperature checks, of course, are getting on and off the coach, and even how we load the coach. Normally it's a free-for-all, but we're going to load the coach from the back to the middle to the front to ease congestion, and then getting off the coach from the front, the middle, and then to the back. If you're traveling as a single traveler, you'll have a seat by the window, guaranteed to have no one sitting next to you to create that space, and no one sitting behind the driver. So we are going to have empty seats in the coach. And one other thing that we've really invested heavily in is something called anti-fogging machines. Now, these anti-fogging machines will kick in at the end of each day of every tour, and they will spray out an antibacterial spray across every surface of the coach killing all the bacteria. So there's plenty of measures that are in place. But obviously, it's a fluid situation. It's new to us, so we will absolutely monitor it. But we have put some serious measures in place.
Fantastic. Okay. This is one to test your knowledge. This is from Sandra Louise Lambert, who asks, do you have any all-inclusive offerings in terms of UK breaks?
Not at the moment. I'm going to say, I'm going to be honest with you and say I am still learning the product myself, because we've obviously taken on the Shearings program. And what I didn't know, because obviously they were a massive competitor of ours, it's huge. Such an iconic brand, so much to learn. So I'm going to hold my hands up and say I am still sifting through the brochure, learning huge amount of products. We've got all-inclusive on the European stuff, but that's not what we're here to talk about. It's about the UK stuff. I will go back and check that to be 100% sure, and I will come back to you if I am indeed wrong.
No, absolutely. Well, if you had it, you would know about it, Ashley. I no doubt about that at all. If not because you've used it, just because you would have the knowledge. I've got a rather sort of an odd one as well in terms of, do you know whether you have taken over the Bath and Harrogate hotels? John Hall asks.
No, so what happened is we've only bought certain assets of the Shearings brand, which was the website, the logo, the database, and other companies, independent companies, bought other assets off the administrator. And I do believe the hotels were purchased by an independent company. I'd like to say it's Bespoke Hotels, but we still buy allocation off of these companies. So no, we didn't buy that hotel, no.
Okay, fantastic. I think that's all we've got time for, really, in terms of the Q&A session. We've covered quite a lot there. Thank you to all the agents who've written in. Any that you haven't answered that we've still got questions for, Ashley, we'll make sure that we send them on to you so that you can follow those up sort of independently as well. Yeah. If you now like to tell us what your prize is, and what your question for the prize is as well.
Yes, okay, I'll have to read it. So the prize is a £25 shopping voucher that I will send out straight away when I get the winner. And the question for you is, what new financial bonding do Shearings offer on all of their UK and self-drive holidays?
Okay, so the price, as Ashley has indicated, is a £25 shopping voucher. And the question is, what new financial bonding does Shearings offer on all of their UK, Europe and self-drive holidays, which was part of his presentation. So you should have been listening. And you can enter that. Don't forget, you enter that on our website, which is travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. Thank you for your presentation, Ashley. We'll let you get back to your lunch, and we'll see you at the end of the webinar to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you again for that presentation.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Right. It's now time for our second presenter. So please welcome Anna Davies, who's the Sales and Marketing Manager for the UK for Railbookers. Welcome to your first Travel Bulletin webinar, Anna. Are you well?
I am very well, thank you, Simon. Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good, absolutely. Well, have you been, give us a little bit of background. Have you been, has it been a nightmare for you these last few months, or have you been training busily left, right and centre on Zoom, or what have you been up to?
It's been a challenge, like it has been for everybody, but yeah, we've been pretty busy upgrading our websites, doing lots and lots of training with our agent and direct customers as well, and launching lots of new product, some of which I'll be talking about today for the UK. Since Railbookers is largely known for Europe, but over the last sort of 8 to 10 months, we've launched a lot of UK stuff as well. So.
Fantastic. Well, that leads us nicely into you sharing your screen and me disappearing. And
thank you very much. Excellent. Okay, I will start sharing now. Bear with me whilst it loads. If we do this one and share. Hopefully now you can see my presentation. So going to be talking to you today, as Ashley said, 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to move briefly really through the UK holidays that we're seeing booking right now with Railbookers, as well as kind of giving everybody a bit of a refresh and perhaps an intro about what Railbookers does and how we can help. So we will get underway very quickly. Just a few things I wanted to mention on this first screen here about why why agents enjoy working with Railbookers. We create independent, tailor-made rail holidays, and we've been doing so for about 16 or 17 years now. So our team have lots of expertise, very good at making suggestions and giving advice for your customers. And we can also book from now up to 2 years in advance, so booking well into 2023, giving your customers and yourselves lots of flexibility. Also wanted to mention that there is also something in this for you at the moment, and we launched our best ever incentive for agents this week. So you can see the various booking values hopefully on the screen there of up to £200 for yourself for bookings of £20,000 or over, but starting at £40 for bookings of up to £4,999. So some great rewards to be had as customers start again to book. We're also running a promotion at the moment based on us seeing customers want to upgrade their holidays, spend longer away, perhaps upgrade their holidays to first class rail, to 5-star hotels, adding in extra nights, adding in private tours. So there are lots of great offers available for your customers across all of our holidays running over the next few weeks. More details on that on our website. And also some kind of breaking news that we confirmed this week only is that we've extended our flexible booking policy, our peace of mind guarantee, as we've also referred to it, and we're offering maximum flexibility to all customers, whether they're booking a new booking with us or they have an existing booking, up to the 30th of June, regardless of travel date. They can change or postpone their holiday or receive a refund without any penalty. And if they look to rebook, they can rebook for any date in the next 24 months. So lots of flexibility there, providing some real reassurance. Now, time is short, so I thought it might be useful just to focus on our best-selling holiday right now. This is what customers are booking the most at the moment, and that's our Grand Tour of Scotland. And hopefully by going through this itinerary, albeit briefly, I can give you a bit of an overview about the sorts of holidays that Railbookers put together, the sort of flexibility that we can offer your customers. So Grand Tour of Scotland is our bestseller. It's Scotland generally is about a third of the bookings that we're seeing coming in, and about 75% of those are for 2021. So it's a 10-day trip, this, with a starting price of £1,199, and it takes in a whole range of highlights really. Your customers start on the Caledonian sleeper, so they travel from London up to Inverness overnight on the Caledonian sleeper. If customers would like to join from their local UK station, we can also take care of the UK rail tickets as well for them to reach London. They'll travel up to Inverness and be based there for a 2-night stay, during which time they have a day trip out to the Isle of Skye, for example, and to visit Eilean Castle, the most photographed castle in Scotland, I think, and certainly has been over the last 12 months. They then have also a 2-night stay in Glasgow to enjoy the city, and a day trip out to Stirling Castle and Loch Lomond from there. And they're also going to enjoy a 2-night stay in the slightly more rural setting of Fort William, and enjoy a day trip on the West Highland Line on the Jacobite train, sometimes also referred to as the Harry Potter train, up to Mallaig. And that's just a day trip, but a great experience and a great combination of scenery and a rail experience there. Then it's back to Edinburgh for a 2-night stay before then returning back to their local station. So just wanted to share a few images of the rail experience, the holiday, and talk you through some of the ways in which we can customise. So Caledonian Sleeper here was basically relaunched in 2019. So the whole train is essentially new. This is an example of one of the overnight cabins in the classic room. But what we're also seeing is a lot of customers, as I mentioned, wanting to upgrade and wanting to make the journey a little bit more special, in which case, why not suggest they upgrade to the Caledonian Double? It's one of very few trains now that has a full-size double bed on board, which is the perfect way for customers to travel north of the border whilst enjoying freshly cooked meals on board, well-stocked bar to take them north. So that would be a great suggestion. Whilst they're there, as I mentioned, they will enjoy a journey on the West Highland Line and on the Jacobite steam train, made famous as the Hogwarts Express. It's just an 84-mile round trip, but it has been voted as the most scenic rail journey in the world a number of times, and passes through absolutely spectacular scenery, past lochs, past mountains, travels alongside the coast. So a great day out, and a very, very highly sought after this year and next by customers. Just an example of some of the scenery, and I mentioned Eilean Donan Castle, which is beautifully situated where two lochs come together, and it has really been the cornerstone of many of our most popular tours to Scotland this year, and that's included as an escorted day trip out. Other thing just to mention, and we get asked this often, is about the hotels and accommodation that Railbookers can provide. And short answer is a whole range of 3, 4 and 5-star rated hotels in most of our cities and destinations. But we are again seeing customers looking for and asking to upgrade. So perhaps when in Edinburgh, they may upgrade to the Waldorf Astoria, as you see here, into one of the suites with the magnificent Edinburgh Castle straight out the window. And they can also add in any number of additional private tours and experiences, such as the Scotch whisky experience in Edinburgh. And we do include a lot of sightseeing and excursions as standard in our holidays. But if customers wanted to make those private just for themselves and their travelling companions, then that's absolutely something that we can also do. So I don't want you to miss out. Just wanted to highlight really some of the top tours that have booked over this last 7 to 10 days. These are a combination of 2021 departures as well as into 2022. As you'll see, really the big headlines: Scotland, which we'll focus on, of course, today for the UK staycations, Grand Tour of Scotland, Scottish Highlands and Skye, Grand Inverness and the Highlands, but also lots of city break options available with Railbookers, whether that's York, Bristol, Bath, Chester, Edinburgh on its own, London city breaks. We have a whole wealth of UK destinations and UK holidays that you can book with us. And just to back that up, if you would like more information or to send on to customers or to market, we have a whole wealth of information available. We've got brand new brochures out on our website, including a dedicated UK brochure for the first time with Railbookers, as well as a luxury rail journeys holiday brochure that also includes the Belmont Royal Scotsman for customers looking for a bit of luxury closer to home. We can provide any number of marketing materials, some flyers to be included in newsletters, and also social content. So we've got a lot of imagery, a lot of content that you can use on social, for example, for the Grand Tour of Scotland here, as you see on the screen. So if you'd like any more information on that, then please do get in touch. I'm sure we can share my details after the event. If you're looking to book something for yourselves, bear in mind we do also offer a 20% discount for our travel agent partners. That's not just for you, but up to for you and up to 3 people traveling with you. So if, like me, you're desperate to get away and looking to book something, then do bear that in mind for your next trip. And I think also, as I just approach probably the end of my 10 minutes or so, we do run regular Wednesday webinars here at Railbookers every week for our travel agents, and just wanted to mention some of the topics that we've got coming up. You can find more details about these on our website, but we have top 5 holidays via the Alps next week, looking at the USA the following week with our sister company Amtrak Vacations, and the following week on the 14th, what's booking right now in a little bit more detail than I've been able to share in 10 minutes. So before I hand back to Simon, just to say thanks very much for joining me. Hope that's given you a whistle-stop tour of the sort of product available with Railbookers, independent holidays by rail across the UK. And my details there for you to jot down should you have any questions or want to get in touch afterwards. Thanks very much.
Awesome, thank you, Anna. Can you yeah, we're back on. I've got lots of questions for you. It's amazing how all the questions suddenly come in during the last sort of 45 seconds of your presentation. I'm busily trying to write them down. Now I'm going to start with with one that's not been put on the Q&A, but this is not to encourage people to not put it on the Q&A. Please put your questions on the Q&A. So I've got only because I haven't got this person's name on there. This is: can you book the Belmont British Pullman for their coastal days out?
I'm sadly not yet, no. So it's something we get often asked. We don't do it at the Belmont day trips yet. Watch this space, but at the moment it's only the overnight journeys that we do for now.
Okay, so until you've twisted their arm, not yet. Okay,
yep, correct.
Good. Right. Okay, I've got lots of ones. Here we go. Right. Okay, so I've got three people. Catherine Blackburn, Lisa Tolley, and another agent as well, have all asked, can you add on extra night stays during things like the tours that you've
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a great question. Everything at Railbookers is flexible. There's nothing that's set in stone. So that 10-day itinerary that I went through there is based on a duration that is popular, is based on a duration with a number of nights in those destinations, but it's not set in stone. So if customers want a third night in Inverness, a third night in Edinburgh, one night less in any of those destinations, or they want an additional destination added on entirely and want to go to Aberdeen, wherever, then yes, they can do that. They can do the trip in reverse. They could add 2 holidays together to make it a longer itinerary. There's any number of things are flexible. There's no fixed departure date either, because these are all independent holidays. If the train runs on that day, that's when their customer can go. So
okay, well, that's great. That explains everything. So basically anything is possible.
Yep.
Can I ask, with regards to, Jacqueline Brady asks, what is the extra cost for the double on the Caledonian?
It varies by departure date, but on average it's a couple of £100.
Okay, fine. And Nick Quinn asks, and I'm going to generalize this question slightly, but he asks, can you join at another station on the line? For instance, he was citing York, if the train happens to go up that way. Explain.
It's a great question. The Caledonian Sleeper doesn't actually stop at that many places en route. I think one of its calls is Preston, sorry. It doesn't actually stop in many places on the way up. So there's a couple of options. As I said, either we can book the UK Rail down to London for the customer to then do the Caledonian Sleeper from the starting point, or equally, they can take the train from their local station just by day up to Inverness and not include the Caledonian Sleeper. So it depends on what the customer wants to do. Traveling overnight on the sleeper is a great experience, but it entirely depends on what the customer wants to do. And at the end, they don't have to travel back to London. We can just take them from Edinburgh to wherever their local station is. I
was going to say that answers another couple of questions that I've had in there, but also one from Salome Zeman. She asks, can a client fly up and take the train back?
Yep, absolutely. So it's a great question as well. And I think pre-pandemic, when we look at our European trips, Italy, Switzerland, the most popular way was always to train around the destination and fly back. We have seen people rail in both directions. We have seen people fly up to Edinburgh and then take part of the train journey and fly back. So yeah, again, we can add in flights from any local airport for any of our trips, wherever they may be.
Okay, I've got one more thing as well from Catherine Jarvie, who asks, in terms of the day trips, how were they managed? I don't know whether she's asking with regards to COVID or whatever, but she's asked, are they sort of private transfers, or how do they work?
So the sort of standard excursion for most of what we offer is a small group tour. So for Skye, for example, that would be sort of 16 people on average, but we can organise, if the customer prefers, they can be organised as private trips for just the people travelling and their companion. But most of our sort of standard tours, when they're added in like that, whether it's a small walking tour in Venice, a secret food tour in Prague, the Isle of Skye trip in Scotland, they tend to be small group tours with a guide for that part of the trip.
I don't like the idea of the secret food tour. That sounds like you don't get any. That sounds like I wouldn't get to it. But
they are hidden gems off the beaten track. You do get fed.
Can I ask? And this is me asking a question. Okay, so this sounds a bit daft, but it hopefully will give you an opportunity to tell me why. Not why I don't like Mondays, but just why. And that is, a lot of these are that you're putting forward a tour that is effectively a something that is put into sort of that you've bolted together in terms of the rail part, then the staying part, and everything else. What difference does doing it through Railbookers give you?
That's a great question. Where shall I begin, and how long do I have?
You've got a minute. You've got a minute.
So, I mean, so many things I could say in response to that. Firstly, independent rail holidays is all we do. It's what we do. It's all we've ever done. So we know rail inside out, and we can make recommendations, suggestions to customers and agents for all day long about our top tips, where we've been ourselves, where we know. So that's the first thing I would say. I would also say that in our space, in the world of rail, nobody else can book 2 years out. And so we have that ability to book as a very much a one-stop shop nature with the rail tickets, the hotels, excursions, sightseeing, ferries, transfers, flights, car hire on some of our longer, American trips as well. We have the ability to book all of that with one call, one operator, all done up to 2 years out with just a deposit of £250 per person. So those are the main two reasons I would say, but also the flexibility that we offer, because at the end of the day, it's the customer's holiday. They can have it their way. They can not do the bits they don't want to do. They can do more of what they do want to do. And because we do everything on the phone and not online, we get to the heart of what really matters to your customers and get it right for them. So yeah, the personalization of it, I think, is also a really big piece.
I've got one more question that's coming supplementary to that, which is, I think you've answered, which is the deposit, and that is it's £250 per person. Is that regardless of the sort of the size of the?
Yeah, it's not a set in stone deposit. There is some variation on some itineraries. If it includes low cost flights, for example, then that will be reflected in the deposit. But the average is £250 per person. Sometimes less, actually. But.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you very much for that. That's really, well, I hope that obviously you can get back to the overseas stuff as well, but that really does offer us a window into something that I think a lot of the people watching will not have thought of, and that's something that Indeed. Again, hopefully they can sort of put to their clients, whether they be at the sort of slightly more cost-effective end or at the higher end. Regardless, you've got anything that they can offer.
Absolutely.
So if it comes to, it's competition time for you now. If you can, please read us your competition question. But first of all, tell us what the prize is.
So the prize is a £50 Amazon voucher that will be sent via email as soon as the winner is confirmed. And my question is, what is the name of our most popular holiday booking right now for 2021?
Okay, to recap, that's a £50 Amazon voucher. You're going to be entering via the Travel Bulletin website, which is travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. And the question was, what is the name of the Railbookers' most popular holiday booking right now for 2021? Thank you for that, Anna. Appreciate your presentation. Thank you for getting all that information across. And I will see you again at the end.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Okay, it's now time to meet our third presenter. This is Nita Ford. She is the Senior Global Sales Manager for the Cheval Collection. Nita, how are you today? And what a lovely background.
Very well, thank you. Yes, not bad at all.
We don't know anything about, or we know very little about, I know a little bit about what you offer, but please, we're very eager to learn about all of the products you can tell us about. So please share your screen and tell us more about, and please, agents, I want questions firing in, not with 45 seconds to go. And so please, Nita, off we go, and let's learn about the Cheval Collection.
Excellent. Let me just bring this. Oh, Jules, I'm not at the beginning. Apologies, everyone. Let's go up. Sorry. Right, so hi everyone, and thank you for having me, Simon. Just to give you a brief introduction and overview of who we are and what we do. Cheval Collection is a collection of luxury 5-star service apartments and residences that you can pretty much book from one night stay up to a year. We, over the past 4 decades, we pretty much have been working to become one of London's leading luxury accommodation providers, offering high standard of service and hospitality for holidays, city breaks, short and long-term lets. So we are proud owners and operators of 9 luxury residences, which are all a walking distance to coffee shops, restaurants, and famous tourist attractions, and within walking distance to landmarks in their particular neighborhood. So on here on this map, you can pretty much see the residences that we currently have in London, very much spread between the whole Kensington, Knightsbridge, and Chelsea area. For example, with somewhere like Cheval Phoenix House, which is close a stone throw away from the Stone Square and Kings Road shopping centre, shopping roads. The Cheval Thorney Court is opposite Kensington Palace, where you can pretty much see Will and Kate from the balcony of Thorney Court going in and out and arriving on the helicopters. And these Cheval Lexham Gardens is one of our brand new properties that we've just acquired, and it's literally due to launch on 1st of June. And the 3 Edinburgh properties which we have acquired last year, the Cheval Edinburgh Grand, Cheval Old Town Chambers, and Cheval Abbey Strand, which is part of the Prince Charles Trust. But the properties that I'm going to focus on today is the 3 flagship properties that we've got. Cheval Three Keys in Tower Hill, Cheval Gloucester Park, which is our West End property, and Cheval the Edinburgh Grand. So without further ado, I will start off with Cheval Three Keys, which is in the property was built about 6 years ago and is within proximity to the River Thames. Three Keys has been designed with the whole tranquil theme of water throughout. The Three Keys is an award-winning destination. It's uniquely positioned in the heart of City of London, with some really breathtaking views of the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, the Shard, and HMS Belfast. The residence was designed specifically to welcome guests on business or leisure travel who were looking for a little bit more of a personalized stay. There are about 159 unique apartments, and they're arranged from an open plan studio to a 1, 2 bed to 3 bed for families, and 4 bed penthouses with a private roof terrace, and with some panoramic views of London's iconic landmarks. These spacious apartments, they are luxuriously designed and furnished, and to just give you a rough idea, the smallest size bedrooms that we have on an entry level starts at around 550 square feet. All of the apartments, they offer luxury amenities, so it pretty much work very similar to a hotel. So we've got bathrobes, slippers, toiletries, hair dryers, an espresso machine, air conditioning, and fully equipped high-end kitchens, including washer, dryer, dishwasher, which is ideal for short-term luxury leisure breaks to multi-generational families. Guests also receive a welcome hamper on arrival, which can also be tailor-made to, the longer they stay, the bigger the hamper, basically. With regards to the bed configuration, the primary bedroom has a king bed, and the other 2 bedrooms are made up of a twin or a double. All of the apartment on the river or tower view side, they will have either a terrace or a balcony, so guests can enjoy the views of Tower Bridge and City Hall and Shard whilst eating breakfast outside. Underneath the building, for further convenience, we have also dining options. Obviously, the property itself doesn't have any F&B outlets, but straight underneath the building, we have the Copper Club, Starbucks, Pret a Manger, and Paul Patisserie for further dining. And around the areas, the whole Tower Hill, Tower Bridge area, it's quite bustling with lots of restaurants and bars. Out of 580 residents in apartment hotels in London, Three Keys has been dominating TripAdvisor's ranking at #1 since the opening. We obviously have a very can-do attitude in the heart of everything we do. We are definitely 100% pet friendly, and kids stay free offers with a 24-hour complimentary gym on site as well. Which leads me nicely onto our actually second property. So depending on where you are, we'll jump either on the district circle or the metropolitan line, and we go to our newly upgraded flagship residence in West London, Cheval Gloucester Park. We took this property back to bricks pretty much in 2018, and it took us about 2 years to rebuild the property. The apartments are superbly located in Kensington, an upscale district of London, obviously boasting a rich history, beautiful architecture, and many of the city's must-seen attractions. Home to London's largest and most famous museums, the Victoria Albert Hall Museum, which is right at your doorstep, and not to forget the National History Museum and the Science Museum for an exciting day out, the Royal Gardens, Hyde Park, and not to mention the shopping scene with designer boutiques and brands. Now, back to the property. The property features a combination of a 1-, 2- and 3-bed apartment plus 3 stunning 5-bedroom penthouses on the upper floor. They offer maximum amount of flexibility in space. The 2-bedroom apartments are beautifully designed and curated. Each will have fully fitted kitchen with modern Miele appliances and espresso machines. The king-size bed in the master bedroom, along with the twin beds in the 2nd bedroom, are dressed in high-quality linen and pillows. The bathrooms are stocked with complimentary toiletries from Bulgaria. Which I mentioned a little bit early on, is these spectacular 5-bedroom penthouses. They're sleep comfortably around about 9 adults, and they're designed with an infusion of mid-20th century style. The 3 penthouses offer an expansive living space where you can also enjoy beautiful views towards both central London and east, and over Kensington to Fulham west. The penthouses, they feature an open plan living space with a designated area opening up over the 2 balconies, which perfectly set the scene for your exclusive London apartment, really. And again, all the apartments offer luxury amenities such as bathrobes, slippers, toiletries, hair dryer, an espresso machine, and so forth. On the ground floor, guests can find the lobby with our 24-hour concierge and reception team. The private green room, which is around the corner from this space, also carefully screened areas for reading and relaxing on either side of the lobby. There's also access to our private parking facilities for up to 90 vehicles. We also have the chauffeur rooms where they can actually, well, called chauffeur lounge, where if they're driven in, and they can actually sit there and relax and wait for them. The fully equipped gym is available for all the residences 24 hours per day as well, with separate male and female changing rooms and showers and lockers. One of the main exciting features of this property, which is beautifully executed as well, is our exclusive picture house cinema. They offer truest, I mean, one of the big screen experiences, comfortably seats about 12 people. You can stream pretty much your own favorite movies and TV shows directly from your personal device. The screen is as wide as 108 inch, and it's projecting crystal clear, literally 4K resolution, enhanced by exceptional Dolby surround system. As part of the renovation and the relaunch project, which was completed in January 2020, Cheval worked with some famous art and designers to commission for a series of original artwork from some of the world's most prestigious artists. And all of them are pretty much on display on the ground floor in the public area of Cheval Gloucester Park. Many of the work has been inspired by the history and the geography of the local area, they literally kind of like go all over the ground floor, as I mentioned before. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the 2 London properties that we've just had on the showcase, but we will now travel up north to Scotland, which might be a tiny country, but it has certainly a very big heart and consistently voted as one of the best places to visit in the world. Cheval Edinburgh Grand is, again, a luxury all-apartment residence located in the heart of Edinburgh, available to book for any length of stay from 1 night onwards. The property was built between 1936 and 1942 as the global HQ for the Royal Bank of Scotland until 2007, and is located in the desirable St Andrew's Square in Edinburgh. And the new town is only a short walk from the city's main railway station, Waverley. It's literally a well-placed property for shopping and dining out. Cheval the Edinburgh Grand is an ideal spot, which pretty much you can discover the past and the present of Scotland's vibrant capital city. It reopens its door in 2018 following a respectful restoration, and on the 1st of July 2020, Cheval the Edinburgh Grand became part of the Cheval Collection, along with the other two properties that is attached to this chain. The residence is literally a homage to its former life of an historic banking landmark, and the very well-known building has beautifully renovated to house 50 fully equipped service apartments with options to accommodate from 1 to 6 guests. Each apartment seamlessly incorporates the building's historic roots with slick contemporary design, and the interior decor has been intricately chosen to enhance authentic features, including original dark wood paneling, fireplaces, brass door handles, and decorative cornicing. The accommodation compromises of an open plan studio and a 1 and 2 bedroom apartment. One of the key features of the properties is actually the director's suite, which is a suite with a difference, they call it, following the footprints of the original bank's board of directors dining room. This is a space that ticks pretty much all the boxes. At one end, you'll find a fully equipped spacious kitchen, including original fireplace and gold accents, wood paneling, which added to the atmosphere of the place, offset by contemporary detailing throughout. A set of double doors, they lead into the large cognac wood panelled master bedroom with a king-size bed. Tucked behind the bed is a hidden space where a deep bathtub sits. The building also features a stunning 3-bedroom penthouse, completely reconfigured from its original build. You can see from the roof terrace here is pretty much where what you're overlooking. The whole Edinburgh. The apartment opens onto expansive kitchen, living, dining area, set against the immense glass backdrop and space boasts major panoramic views across Edinburgh. One of the key features of the property in the Grand is that we actually have 3 bars and restaurants on site. The Register Club is occupying the sort of west wing of the 4th floor. It serves breakfast in the morning, sumptuous afternoon teas and light bites and cocktails in the evening. It also offers a vast range of whiskies, as you would expect in Scotland. The Hawksmoor is located on the ground floor of Cheval the Edinburgh Grand. It draws on the amazing produce that Scotland has to offer, featuring seafood from around the Scottish coast and beef from grass-fed native breed cattle from both sides of the border. Hawksmoor serves some of the best steaks in Edinburgh by far, and it also offers lighter bites at the bar alongside cocktails created by award-winning bartenders. The third and the last one is the Lady Libertine, which again offers mouth-watering menus, an incredible array of cocktails and wines, plus some of the best DJs and live music split over 2 floors in the iconic Edinburgh Grand. The ground floor wine cafes, they serve pastries, lunch and nightlight bites. The basement bar and restaurant offer the mix of mezes and mains, and drinks lists include an outstanding selection of wines, beers and bespoke cocktails. So that's pretty much the Cheval Edinburgh Grand. And just to fall back into some of the why do our customers book Cheval, we offer a 24-hour concierge service. We are available to book from one night, and our rates are fully inclusive of all utilities. We offer on-site gyms, daily housekeeping service. We're pet friendly and reservation team who are available 7 days a week up until 8 p.m. every day. The Cheval app, which you can also enjoy the convenience of the fact that you can have the opportunity to book and manage future bookings, live messaging service with our team and concierge. This will also include information on all the local restaurants and attractions, and above all, ordering amenities directly to your apartment has just pretty much never been easier. If you if you and your guests are literally looking for a more personalized stay, entertaining guests, you can also book our talented chefs from the La Belle Assiette into the kitchen, which means no stress of cooking, cleaning, and simply you can enjoy the convenience of ordering meals from our top restaurants delivered right to your door. And that is pretty much everything on the brands that I have got to offer today. So I do thank all of you for joining me, and over to you, Simon.
Okay, if you can unshare, that'd be great.
No
and then we're back here now. You're in trouble, Nita, because you've overrun massively. But don't worry, it's fine. We'll just have to cut your Q&A a little bit short. I've got a lot of questions, a lot of people asking the same thing. So I'm going to sort of deal with that first. So I've got Suzanne Smith, Andrew Fox, Karen Louise, Nicola Waddington, all asking, how can they book?
Well, at this moment of time, you can book direct. We're bookable on GDS, but and I would recommend to email us directly, get in touch direct. We are working at the moment on an agent portal through our PMS system, but I don't want to kind of like make any promises at this moment of time until it's all up and running with no glitches. So I'm more than happy to share all the information once it's all set up and running.
Basically, everyone is Nita's gonna have all of your details. She will then link with you in terms of how you can book. But obviously, once she's shared her details with you, then obviously just email her, and then she can sort of run through things on that front. Okay. Sue Hunter asks, in terms of the properties, do they have parking?
Cheval Gloucester Park has, Edinburgh Grand doesn't, Cheval Three Keys has, but mainly for longer stay, but there are plenty of NCPs around the area.
Okay. Catherine Husbeth has got your first booking, I think. She's asking, is it possible to arrange a 2-night stay every month for a couple of her executives that come down to London?
Honestly, the message here is we're open, safe and flexible. You can book from any night. Obviously, with the current situation, we have the 10-night minimum restrictions, but that will be lifted obviously from next month. So yes, they can come and stay from any length of stay. Okay,
well, that makes it nice and simple. Now, I've got two very naughty agents who are Sandra Louise Lambert and Pauline Westgarth, who are asking. You can just switch your video off if you want to laugh at this as well, Nita. So please do. Are there any agent rates?
I would say get in touch with me. Do please.
That's not no, but that's a very.
It's not.
That's a sort of possibly a maybe, depending on how many bookings you do. Put it that way.
Just email me. We'll talk.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to run one more past you. In terms of what you've said there, in terms of a minimum stay, Nick Quinn asked, is there a minimum stay? You're saying there is currently, but there won't be as of next month. Is that right?
No, we usually don't have any minimum length of stay. You can book from, but with the current restrictions, we just have to, due to our long lead license, and in order to remain open, we have to follow a certain government guideline, and that is just to make sure that, I mean, if you're traveling with business and you have documentation that can support that, that's not an issue. That's no, but it's just for leisure. It's minimum 10-night stay, but that will be lifted next month.
Fantastic. I've got one more for you. And this is something that I think covers a couple of agents' inquiries. So this is hopefully covers what they're asking. I've got a number of them that are asking for your details, which we will give, or rather we will give you their details. So you're going to be sending out communications to them, Nita, anyway.
Yep.
But I've also got them asking whether they can have copies of your slides and what have you. Do you have anything in terms of a brochure or PDFs or anything like that?
Yeah, I have an e-brochure on the London and Edinburgh properties, which I will happily share, and that will actually give you the whole collection. That will give you the 12 residences. So if you've got guests that have different criterias, then please reach out and we'll match the right property to your request.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate your presentation and for asking and answering all of the questions. And now, if you can do, Nita, can you please tell us about your prize and then give us your question?
Yeah, sure. So we're offering a 2-night complimentary stay at any of our London or Edinburgh properties. And the question is, how many apartments does our current 12 residences in operation include?
Okay, so this is a 2-night stay, complimentary at any of the Cheval Collection London or Edinburgh properties. And the question is, how many apartments do our current 12 residences in operation include? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, remember, you are going to have to enter the competition via the Travel Bulletin website at travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. Competition will close at 4 p.m. on Monday, the 29th. Nita, if you wouldn't mind leaving me briefly, and then I'm just going to explain something to everyone else, and then I'm going to invite everyone back. So we are almost at the end of this Travel Bulletin webcast. If you want to watch it again, to recap on any of the information, it'll be viewable tomorrow on our website and on our YouTube channel as well. It'll also be up on our Facebook page. I'm sure you'll agree that we've learned a great deal today, and that's entirely down to the partners that you've seen with us today. So please, can you all come back, please? Anna and Nisa and Ashley, all come back to me now. And we have had around somewhere between sort of 90 and 100 agents watching that throughout the time that we've been on air. So I hope you managed to get across most of what you wanted to. You'll be in touch with them again over the next couple of days as well. Give them all a big wave goodbye, please.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you all soon, I hope.
Thanks a lot. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.
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 Bye.